Okay, so I'm not used to doing these, but my father-in-law had tried this first. Every time I come visit him, he keeps asking me if I see a difference. And so I figured I'd buy some and I'd see a difference in mine. So you're supposed to do this at least once a day, and you take an appropriate amount on your wet toothbrush. Of course, it's not going to focus. And then, there you go. So right here, I got it off of Amazon. He got his off of Facebook, but it's the same stuff. So it came in a 2-pack for $15. So the A's for mine. My husband wanted to get his own. Okay, so I already got my toothbrush wet. And you just put some in here. If you don't feel like that's hygienic, if you're gonna share with someone else, I guess dump a little bit in a separate bowl. But I mean, it's not like your toothbrush is supposed to be dripping wet, so I don't see how it would be bad. Okay, and then you brush with this for 3 minutes. Problem is I forgot a timer because I normally use my phone. So, oh well, here we go. And you just keep on brushing for 3 minutes, and it's a mineral powder, so you're supposed to whiten your teeth where you're spitting, protect your gums, it works on the toothpaste, and then it's supposed to restore gum health, but it's also supposed to support like the beginning of cavities and plaque buildup and such. And it's purple, like the powder and stuff. So, 1 second, I'm not spitting on camera. Okay, so I'm back. But here's for reference. Let's see. Obviously, they're not white. And with each pregnancy, because I had no teeth problems before, my babies ate me from the inside out, starting with my teeth. So, there's like a little spot there, a little spot there. Anyway, so this will be day 4 starting it. So before it gets any better, because my father-in-law said, according to his, it takes about 3 weeks to see a difference. So before there's actually a difference, just look at my human teeth. I mean, they're not pearly white, but they're not terrible. They're just mom teeth. So anyway, I'm going to journal this, and like I'm not brushing my teeth every day for you, but like I'm guessing maybe every 3 days I'll add on to this or so until we see a difference, and then I'll post it. So day 7 of trying this tooth mineral powder. So we do this a little bit in there. There you go, get it covered. And we'll clean it. I'll give it a time. Okay, so my father-in-law actually does his twice a day. Once first thing in the morning after he's ate and drank, because it'll be till lunchtime by the next time he eats, which allows you know the residue of this powder to stay on his teeth and do what it needs to do to work. And then of course what I was doing was just the last thing before bed at night, after I had my last little meal before bed and a drink, and then just went to bed and let it work. So he's doing both. So I guess I can start doing it. I mean,
Honestly, I don't see a difference yet. And this is day 7. So it says 2 to 3 weeks to see results. So this would technically be week 1. Anyway, it feels good. Like I can feel a difference. Kind of like when you use charcoal powder. Like they're super smooth when you run your tongue across it, you know? And like in different lighting, they look really white. I don't know why up close they don't, right? But like far away they do. So anyway, day 7. See you in a couple of days. Day 13.
So this is day 13 of using that tooth restoration powder that I bought from Amazon. 1 to 2 times a day, 3 minutes each time. So we got 4 more days to go till our 2-week mark, and see you then.
Okay, so this is week 2 plus 2 days because I've been really busy and haven't had a chance to do it on the 2-week mark. But like I said, you do it either 2 times a day like my father-in-law does, or once a day. You know, I usually do it in the evening. So you wet your toothbrush, you beat on it to make sure it's not like soaking wet. And usually before I take the lid off, I make sure that the powder got knocked to the end so that I can get full coverage of it when I dip it in. And now we paid $15 for a 2-pack, so my husband just has his own, right? But if you're sharing with someone, you can always just dump some powder in a separate container. That way you feel a little more hygienic when doing it, okay? And then it's 3 minutes to brush your teeth. And then, I forgot to pull out a face towel. And I have to say, at first I didn't notice a difference, but I don't know, I kind of feel like it is starting to show improvement. Hold on. See? Let me turn my camera around for a second. See? Like, that's not as dark as it was. Neither is that spot. I mean, I know I have to get that one pulled. I've known that since it started to decay during my pregnancies. But for the most part, yeah, I would have to say it's working. So I'm still gonna use it, but I wanted to do the recommended 2 weeks as a review and then see what y'all think. So it's teeth restoration mineral powder
that I got off Amazon, and at the time I bought it, it was a 2-pack for $15. So, and like I said, my father-in-law does it twice a day. I usually save it till the evening, right before bed. That way, even after I rinse it off, it can still sit there and do its job. So, yeah. I guess I have to say I do recommend it. And maybe I'll have to make an updated video soon past the 2 weeks and see if I see any more improvement. Yeah, so this is without the filter, right? And these appear whiter, but like the darkness of that, and especially that one, have gone down. And I already know that back there is gonna have to be pulled. Thanks, babies. But other than that, yeah, amazing. So I'm definitely impressed with the 2-week results, but like, I think I'm gonna come back in week 4. And I mean, sometimes I'm probably gonna do it twice a day like my father-in-law does. But for the most part, at least if you do it once a day, like preferably in the evening, right before you go to bed. That way, when you wash it out your mouth, I mean, keep it to like 1. That way you're not like washing away anything that's still supposed to be there, because you want a little bit there to be doing its job. So you don't want to eat anything or drink anything right after, so they can do what it needs to do and the minerals still stay on there. The only side effects, my mother-in-law noticed that when she used it, her gums and her teeth felt tingly, kind of like when you use mouthwash. And I did notice that in the first week, but over time of using it, that sort of stopped, kind of like when you use mouthwash on the regular. And then for me personally, my mouth dried out, but that's just like toothpaste dries my mouth out. So I wouldn't really like make that as a con for that, at least in my case. Other than that, I would definitely give it a 10 out of 10 so far. Like, it was definitely worth the $15. And yeah, but I'm going to post before and after pictures. That way you can actually see my teeth without me like running my mouth. And then drop a comment and let me know if you see improvement. And then, of course, like I said, tag me in any video that you make of your own review. Or if you've already tried it, leave a review in the comments as well. Help me boost this. But yeah, it looks awesome. So I guess I'll see you in the 4-week results.